This video is going to give you a quick overview of your class website in Veracross. Right now I am in my teacher portal and you can see that I've clicked on my website tab. And because I haven't posted anything yet, everything is pretty much blank. It says I've got a timeline that'll appear here. If I go to my home page, it'll show that I haven't got one yet. So to get started, I'm going to start by going to create and publish one for my class website. And now I've got a section where I can do a new page. I'm going to give it a title, and I'm going to make believe that I am doing, I don't know, just an advisory page. And I'm going to click on Continue to Editor. And it'll take a little bit to load. And as you see, it titled a page called Advisory Page. It's not published yet. You can see this is green. I'd have to click Publish on it. And I can start out with a header like this. Notice I just drag that over, and I could have something like Welcome to Advisory. So it doesn't let me click here. I can click on this little piece of paper with a pencil to edit, and that will bring up an area over here. So I could say, Welcome to Advisory. Okay. And if I want to make it bigger, I can choose extra large. I can do normal or bold. I can change the color here. And then once I'm ready, I can hit Done. Now that I have my header inserted, I have some different options. If I click on this little symbol, it'll let me move it around. I can click on the arrows that go right or left to change the justification. If I want to edit the text again, I click on this little piece of paper with a pencil and it brings up my options on the side. If I'd like to make a copy, I can click and make multiple copies. If I don't want those, I can click on the trash. Yes, I'm sure I want to delete that. Now if I want to add another section, I'm out of that area. I've clicked Done. Now I'm going to bring the text, and you have to kind of drag it over the existing sections. And here I have a text block. To edit the text, I click on the Edit feature. I can say I want to have 1, 2, or 3 columns. And if I would like to type in this, I need to do that over here. So notice that on the right-hand side, I have text only. I can give it a title, and it shows up over here. Okay, I have a text block. I can do bold, italics, underline. I can change my font size. It's actually kind of like desktop publishing, really. I can add a link. I can insert a link that I have or remove a link. I can do bullet marks, and I can do numbers. And if I click this button, it'll bring it full screen, so I have a better text editing area. And because I had chosen multiple columns, this shows up in many columns. If I do one column, it just brings me to one. So that's pretty helpful. When I'm ready, I can click Done. We have buttons. Again, dragging that over. A button can be really helpful if you've got a website you use often. You can click on this to edit and add up to 3 buttons in columns. And this can be really cool, especially if your students are using like iPads or something. And you can clone it. Okay, so now I've got multiple buttons, and I'm going to go to this one. And the first one I could call, I don't know, Google Drive. Okay. For my link, I need to go in here, and I know the link for Drive is drive.google.com. So that was pretty helpful, right? I can change the text of the button if I want to make that black instead of white. I can do that. I can change the color of the button. If I want to make it a white button or a different shade of blue or yellow, whatever I want. You can kind of go crazy. You don't have a lot of other options for those buttons. It doesn't let you say change to bold or italics or change fonts, but it's a nice starting point. So you could do that with any of these that you like. When you're ready, again, you would hit done. There's other sections, dividers. So I can put a divider between my button rows. Text plus image will let me go in and do something different. I can go ahead and choose a file and, any image that I might have. And I'm going to upload it. I can make it small, medium, large. And again, you have a text block. Okay. And once you're done, you click done. You can just add an image. And you can see this one looks a little bit different. In that by default, it starts with 2 images. We can make it 1 and have a large image. And again, when you're ready, you click done. And you can also actually embed a file. And you would navigate to a document that you have or paste a URL to a file. So if I want to upload a file, I go to choose a file. And maybe I've got, oh great, my volleyball schedule, because all my advisees want that. And you can see how that shows up. Pretty simple. Okay, and if I want to embed something, like say I had a Symbaloo or something else that had an embed code, I would drag that over the same way. And I'm not sure why that came up. Looks like I'm going to have to work with that a little bit. And it looks like that was something that I had access to in the past, but I can take an embed code and paste it in here. So here's an example. And it looks like we need to resize that one a bit to get it to work quite right. Maybe scale it down or something like that. Embed codes can be kind of tricky. Once you're set with whatever you've created, and I would hope that none of your pages look as hideous as mine does right now, you can go ahead and click Publish. And if you had multiple sections of a class, say you taught 4 sections of English 7, it would have options to copy this and publish it to those pages as well. You would click Publish, and then it shows up as a published page. Now the next step, and this one's an important one, if you don't currently have a home page for your class, you're going to want to go ahead and set as home page. And once you've done that, you can click on it and go to click View Class Website, and that will show up as your website homepage. Now every time students would go to your advisory page, they would see the page. Again, I know this is a new interface. It'll take a little bit to get used to, but I think it's going to be pretty helpful. The drag and drop features of the different types of content I think will be really nice, and it's very graphic, so it's not just a plain text-based page. I think this can be really handy and helpful for our kids. If you have any questions, please see me or your Division Tech Specialist. Enjoy!